Hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th devlog for Vengeful Rites, a virtual reality RPG. My name's Anthony, and today the video is mostly going to focus on stuff for Chapter 2. We've had, I think, over a dozen updates now since the game released that polish mechanics and fix small bugs, things like that, but we've also been doing a lot of work toward the next chapter of the game, which I'm sure a lot of you are excited for, and we're very excited for. So, without further ado, I shall show you the new zone that you will first come out to when you exit the cave from Chapter 1. That was the cave back there. This is what you come out to, which I like a lot. It's coming together nicely. It's not finalized yet. There's still a lot to do on it, but I mean, it's way more open than any of the previous maps we've had. It's got a lot more life to it with the fog and the rain, you know, banners flapping in the wind, things like that. And it's just much more open. I'll give you a little bit of a little tour of that in a moment. First, I want to come over here and show you your boy. This is Dragor, the main enemy for the game. Now, he's your Ganondorf, if you will, but you know, not to. Please don't sue me, Nintendo. Can I say that? Well, he's okay. This is Dragor. He'll be making his debut to the game pretty soon in a cutscene, the first cutscene ever, as a matter of fact, which takes place during the tutorial. Right now, those of you who have played the game, spoiler alert if you haven't, at the end of the tutorial, you know, you get a meteor shard, you come back, you find Master Abaddon dead on the ground, there's a couple of goblins there, and there is a very epic tooltip that comes up and says, hey, Dragor did it, you know, oh no, you gotta stop him. Obviously, that's not good enough. We're not satisfied with that. There will be a cutscene, and you will see your boy actually murder Master Abaddon as and give you somebody to hate, somebody to focus all that aggression toward. You're not just fighting enemies for the sake of it. You're working toward this guy, and he's going to be, man. I mean, that's a ways down the line, but we've got some plans for him. He is going to be quite the challenge. All right. The shop is also getting reworked. I wish we had more of it done now so I could show it to you guys, but while this was fine when we first launched the game, we plan to add a lot more stuff, especially now your backpack has a lot more functionality to it, a lot more stuff you can store in there. There's a lot of weapons coming for the new chapters ahead, and potentially armor. I don't want to say for sure that's happening, but we're definitely leaning toward adding armor to the game. If we do, it'll likely just be a breastplate or something like that. Maybe breastplate, gloves, and a helmet, something along those lines. But again, I don't want to get into too much detail because it's not even really decided on yet. Although I imagine most of you want it, so there's a good chance that it's getting added to the game. But beyond that, there's new weapon types that are coming. Scepters, we mentioned. There's a lot of new bows and swords to go in. More things that are consumables that'll be for sale. So this is going to be getting reworked. I'm probably wasting too much time on it already. You know what? I'm sure most of you guys want to see some of the level. So let's go take a look at that. And as we walk, I will mention, for those of you that don't know, we recently patched in Windows Mixed Reality support for the game, which we're super happy with. In fact, I think I might enjoy playing it more on Windows Mixed Reality now, just because I'm a huge fan of the controllers. I don't know if you guys have managed, or how many of you have used them, but they're kind of somewhere in between the Vive Wand and the touch controllers, and I'm sold on them. I really like them. But to celebrate that, the game, if you don't know already, is on sale. It's 20% off, and that continues until March 2nd. So if you've been on the fence, you've been thinking about buying the game, or if you've had a Windows Mixed Reality headset and you haven't picked it up yet, or you were waiting for support, now's your chance. You have about a week or so before the sale ends. And, yeah, take advantage, by all means. Also, if you have played on a Windows Mixed Reality headset and something doesn't feel quite right, let us know. You know, please, just share that information, because I mean, I had the ideas in mind for how I planned to implement this support, and I'm pretty happy with them. I think they feel really good. But anything can get better, potentially. If you guys are Windows Mixed Reality veterans, by all means, let me know what you're used to if it doesn't fall in line and if you don't like it. But this is one of the new enemies. I showed him a little bit in the last vlog, but obviously he's had a little bit of a makeover. He's got this green fire inside him, giving him life. And most of his animations are finalized now, and he is, wow, I actually blocked all three of those. He is much more difficult than the previous enemies, just because he's dual wielding. It's pretty rare for me to get out of a fight with this guy where I don't take some damage, as I just did. Let's finish him off with style. Oh, that feels good. That is so satisfying. I don't want to go off in this direction. You can go off in that direction. I don't know if you guys can see there's a bit of a climbing path there. But I'd rather not give away too many specifics of the area, you know? I'm going to try to keep it pretty vague because I don't want to spoil much. But, let's just wander around a bit. Huh? Take in the atmosphere and the ambiance. Because I'm very satisfied with how it's turning out. Again, not finalized this grass, for example. There needs to be more of it. It's a little sparse. But it's coming together really nicely. Probably this music will be changed too. This is just my go-to spooky track for the moment. But you can see already it's got a lot more, I think, a lot more detail. You know, you've got these road markers and the various banners and stuff. This is, those of you who've played the game will be familiar with a spell altar. This is where you unlock new spells. This one is where you'll unlock the fire wave, which obviously I already have because dev hacks. But this is where that'll be done, and it's a much more involved puzzle than any of the ones for previous spells. In fact, you can't solve it just by being here. It takes into account the new quest item slots that are in the inventory, because you're going to have to go around this whole map and collect certain things to bring back here to unlock that spell, which will then be, you know, useful for how you progress from there. It's required similarly to how kinetic thrust was required in Chapter 1. Fire wave is required in Chapter 2 to progress. But, yeah, let's run around a little bit. Again, I don't want to... It's kind of hard. I'm walking a fine line here between being spoilery, which, I mean, I guess most of you were kind of okay with that if you're watching the devlogs, but I still don't want to give too much away. Everything should be a fresh experience, right? You're going on an adventure, after all. So, yeah, let's go back over here, wander around. There's a lot of branching paths, by the way. For example, this is only one of 2 ways to get to this area. There's multiple ways to get to that altar. There's a lot going on. But what I would like to point out now, as well, here's another one of you boys. We plan to have a lot more of these guys around, but you won't know which ones, if any, will come to life and want you dead. So, you might come into an area, there's 5 or 6 corpses on the floor. You don't know if any of them want you dead. You don't know if when you kill some, other ones might come to life. When you leave an area and you return, maybe they'll come to life when you come back. It's going to be random. So even if you come into an area that you've been to before, let's say you die and you come back, and you think, oh, I know, that one's going to come to life. Nope. You're not going to know. It's going to be totally randomized. I won't know. It's just going to be whatever happens kind of thing. And it's going to be dope. It's going to add a lot more variety to the game. It's going to give you a lot of reasons to wander around. It won't only be skeletons in this area. You will see the goblins that you're familiar with also. But these guys are kind of the draw to it. Also the Wraith enemy that I showed a little bit of in the last devlog. I'll show more of him in the next devlog, most likely. Again, it's kind of a fine line. I don't know how much to show, how much not to show. So I'm trying to just give you a little bit of a taste of it. But, in fact, I should probably end it there, right? What did I talk about? I showed Dragor, mentioned the shop getting reworked, cutscenes. Obviously, the merchant is still being worked on. He's going to be very different. Right now, he's nothing in the game. You know, he's pretty much a glorified mannequin. But that's not the intent for him. He's going to speak to you. He's going to convey lore and information. He's very likely going to be the main way you learn about the world. Talked about that. Windows Mixed Reality support, which, again, if you've been holding off on it, the demo's been updated, so check it out. You can play for free and see if it works for you. All the feedback so far has been really great. Very helpful, too. We've had a few people in the Discord that have been really going at it hard and helping us overcome some of the issues with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As I mentioned, the game's on sale for about another week. If you've got any feedback you'd like to provide, especially if you've played the game and something doesn't work the way you'd like it to, or you feel like it could work better, let us know. I'll put a link to the Discord in the description below. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more devlogs in the future. We also post them to our Discord. And yeah, that's probably it for now. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.